Welcome back to our little cottage here on the river in the far north of Idaho. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my recipe for zucchini lemon coffee cake. And this is the time of year when fresh zucchini is in abundance, especially if you're growing it in your own garden. And this year I grew 3 zucchini plants, so I definitely have a lot of zucchini to use up. But anyway, this recipe calls for 2 cups of shredded fresh zucchini, and in a medium-sized bowl, you're going to want to mix together the flour and the baking powder and salt. So you're going to have 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And then in an even larger bowl, you're going to have 2 cups of granulated sugar and your 2 cups of freshly grated zucchini. And to this, you're going to add in 2 eggs, and I like to beat the eggs up before I add them into the zucchini and sugar mixture. It just helps everything mix together really well. And so then you're going to add this to the zucchini and sugar mixture and start kind of mixing that together. And then to this, you're going to add the zest of 2 lemons and the juice of 1 lemon. Oh, and also you're going to want to add 1 cup of avocado oil and 1 cup of sour cream. And this is whole fat sour cream. And so I like to use avocado oil. You can use vegetable oil if you want, but I just prefer avocado oil. And so you'll add those to this mixture. And then, as I said, you're going to have the zest of 2 lemons and then the juice of 1 lemon. And you're just going to whisk this all together until it is nice and smooth and well incorporated. And then to this wet mixture, you are going to add in the dry ingredients and start mixing those together. And you could do this all in a stand mixer or with, a hand mixer if you wanted to. But I just did it by hand because it was just, simple and easy to do. And I did end up switching to a spatula here just so that I could really make sure I was scraping down the bowl and getting all of the dry mixture mixed in, because I did not want to have any clumps of dry mixture left in the batter. And then once you have this all mixed together, you're going to line a 9x13 baking dish with some parchment paper. Make sure you do the parchment paper. This will help you lift the coffee cake out of the pan really easily. And you're just going to pour the batter into the dish and spread it around till it's nice and even. And then you're going to want to be preheating your oven to 350 degrees. And here I am topping the batter with my cookie crumb topping, and the recipe will be included in the recipe for the coffee cake over on my blog, homespunannie.com, and I will also have that all linked in the description box below. But this is just my classic crumb topping that I use on a lot of different things whenever I'm wanting to do a crumb topping. And yeah, so you're just going to want to crumble this up and put this over the top, and I did a nice thick layer of over the top, so don't scrimp on the crumb topping. And then when you're baking this, it's going to bake for like 45 to 55 minutes. You'll just want to keep an eye on it, but you'll also want to keep an eye on the crumb topping because it will start to brown before the coffee cake is done. So once it turns a nice light golden brown, I like to cover it with a piece of foil while it continues to bake. That way the crumb topping will not burn. You definitely don't want to burn your crumb topping. And so you're going to bake this, as I said, for 45 to 55 minutes. I like to check it with a knife or a toothpick, and once the knife or toothpick comes out clean, then you know the cake is done. And then once the cake was done baking, I removed it from the oven and put it on a wire rack to cool. Then once it had cooled a little bit, I used the overhang of the parchment paper to remove it from the pan and put it directly onto the wire rack to finish cooling completely. And here I am making the lemon drizzle that will go over the top. And so this is simply 1 cup of powdered sugar with the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 1 lemon, and that's it. And you're just going to whisk this all together and then drizzle it over the top of the coffee cake. So this coffee cake is wonderful for summertime because of the brightness of the lemon, and the zucchini gives it a really wonderful, moist and tender crumb. And so it's perfect to go along with your afternoon iced coffee or iced tea. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, share with someone else you think would enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.